Portia, I can see you have some kind of records there on the touch screen.
Presence of vigilante groups in the country has been a source of worry to many Ghanaians. Rightly and I have data here from 2012 till date. These vigilante groups, including the Bulgar Bulldogs, affiliated to the NPP, launching 5 attacks so far. The Kandahar Boys, you just did see that from the Tamale Teaching Hospital, where they did lock the office of the CEO. Invisible forces of the NPP, as well as Azoka Boys of the NDC. You would recall that in July last year, there was aggressive clashes between the Kandahar Boys and then Azoka Boys and invisible forces of the NPP and Azoka Boys of the NDC in the run-up to the 2016 elections. And the activities of these vigilante groups has been a source of worry. You would recall that former Inspector General of Police John Kudalo did talk about that. He did hint that they could ban these groups in the country, but after that we've not heard anything about that. Former President John Ejekum Kufuor, as well as Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambers, also did speak about the activities of vigilante groups in the country. Let's see what happens. We'll see how that pans out, and Isa, we are going to assess the impact of these vigilante groups in the country. Absolutely, Portia. Thanks for that presentation. Now let's speak to Sani Adib, and he's a security analyst. We're going to speak to him through Skype, and Sani is right there. Sani, good evening, and thank you for agreeing to speak with us.
Good evening, my brother.
Thank you. Sani, just a few days after President Nana Akufo-Addo, condemned some attacks and the takeover of state facilities. The Kandahar Boys have taken over the Tamale Hospital. They took over and they opened it recently. Can we say the police is compromised, hence cannot act in this action taken by the Kandahar Boys?
Well, it will be hard for me to say they have been compromised because I don't have any evidence to that effect. What I do know for sure is the fact that we are allowing a culture of impunity to fester in our society, and it's serving as an impetus. It's giving many out there the motivation to do the wrong thing. And it's making some people, on the other hand, feel victimized, and the day they would go up in arms to defend themselves, then will be thrown into a state of lawlessness. But let me correct an impression. Vigilante group, there's absolutely nothing intrinsically or fundamentally or morally wrong with a group of young men and women coming together to form a vigilante group. Vigilante group is just from the word to be vigilant, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But the problem these days is the fact that we have some rogue elements, especially politicians, hijacking these groups and metamorphosing them into militia groups. Like we had the case of the Mungiki in Kenya in 2008, and between 2010 and 2011, we had the case of the young Petros in the Ivory Coast. They metamorphosed into a militia group, and the havoc they wreaked on the countries, it cannot be overemphasized. So it's only very important that we all play our role. The security services, civil society organizations, opinion leaders, and most importantly, politicians go beyond just appending their signatures to policy documents, but rather show the greatest deal of commitment towards these policy documents. So I think it is high time something is done about it.
All right, Sani, since most of these vigilante groups are linked to the political parties, what kind of action do you expect from them? The president has spoken, but it looks as if some action needs to be taken by the political parties.
Well, indeed.
For example, if I should help you, do you think they should disband them?
It will help us as a people when we separate political issues from criminality. Right. Because when a group of young men go to take over the part of the toll booth, it goes beyond politics. It is broad daylight robbery. It is criminal. So people would have to be dealt with according to laid-down procedure. They would have to be dealt with according to the law. We have to look beyond the political lenses with which we look at every national issue. I'm sure like I always say, even if it doesn't rain, we give it some political connotations. I think it is not helping us as a people. But politicians would have to play a very crucial role to that effect, not just calling on their followers to do the right thing. They should also show commitment towards this process, because what is happening right now, it is very dangerous. It has remote and immediate security implications for the country, because it's making people by the day lose confidence in state institutions. It's making people lose confidence in the police, in the intelligence gathering agencies, and it is not good for us as a people, because the day they decide to defend themselves, then we might be called a banana republic. But that is not the way to go, because we have the state institutions to do the work. We have the processes and the procedures, which are the laws and the statutes, the legislative instruments, etc. And we have the human resource base to make sure that all this is nipped in the bud. Or, I mean, to the barest minimum, or at least we manage the situation. So let us not limit this to only the politicians. We all have a role to play, especially the media, in the way we sensationalize our stories. Indeed, even the world over, when you go to Western countries, we have some media houses that are conservative. We have some media houses that are hawkish in nature, belonging to prominent people who belong to these political parties. But at least they exercise the greatest deal of professionalism in the context of their work. Unfortunately, you see Muntie not seeing anything good in MPP, and you see Oman FM not seeing anything good in NDC, and that is not the way to go. In as much as we are aligned to certain political parties, it is important, it is imperative that we exercise the greatest deal of professionalism.
Okay, Sani Adib is a security analyst. Sani, we're grateful for your time. Thank you for sharing your opinion. Sani was talking about the presence of vigilante groups who are linked to political parties after the condemnation by the president in his recent State of the Nation address.